While I'm waiting here at the disposal, I thought I would tell you guys something I feel very strongly about. This whole idea that the world is getting worse and worse. Because Revelation says, or somewhere in the Bible says, the world is going to wax worse and worse. I don't think we're in that time. I think everybody is trying to impose that idea on the world as we see it today. And I started thinking about this, especially under President Obama, because we were losing our minds. A lot of us were. Not me. I was a little disheartened in 2012 when 2013 January 1st, especially when the new year came. So I began thinking about, this is not really that bad. Times aren't that terrible. And then 2014 came. The economy was making a comeback and stuff like that. But I started reflecting, and the world has been a lot worse just in America. But even around the world, you take the world as a whole, poverty has gone from 50-60% just 50 or 60 years ago down to under 10% now. That's a good metric. How many wars are going on? We've had a lot of wars in the 19th century. Right now, not so many wars going on. Things can get bad fast. But as we stand today, the world is not a bad place. Do you think it's morally worse than it was? Do you think America's morally worse than it was? Like, we did have the 1970s, and we did have the 1920s, and there were times in the 1800s as well. And we had revivals. The reason you have revivals is because things get pretty bad. Otherwise, what's the use for a revival? But we're not in those times. We've got a lot of loud voices out there, and we're focused on a lot of contentious debates, endless debates, as the Bible puts it. And tell me how the world is a worse place than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 100 years ago. It's better in every way, technologically, economically, morally. Yeah, I would say so. In a lot of ways, Christianity's number one, hasn't always been number one. It wasn't number one in 2,000 years ago. It's kind of better that way. Tell me how I'm wrong. I'm going to keep this short. Bye.